Dun, dun, dun.
Parking brakes released.
Fucking breakage
Looking back
releases.
now, you're clear to start the engine number 2.
Were you using, you can all do that, you know. Give them
What?
something to do.
Okay. Normal. Starting.
Rolling on 2. Okay. Flight deck is really dim for me without the lights on, or
Pushback completed, set to
I could
parking brake.
brighten it up on my own. But
What happened to the flats? They went all the way to 35.
hey, Raul, can you put the all the light knobs at 2 o'clock and turn the dome light on? Please.
2 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Like this.
Yep, perfect. Perfect. And perfect. And then dome light. Yeah, great. Thank you very, very much.
That's on.
More better.
Okay. That's for your stream, right?
Yeah.
Okay, engine 2 seems to be stable. Rolling on 1.
Parking brake set. Can we get clearance at number 1?
The toe is free and clear of nose gear. Clear to start the engine number 1. Have a nice flight.
Okay. Engine 1 seems stable.
Perfect.
On.
And with your engines now started and the APU off, you can go ahead and secure. Oh, APU needs to come off.
APU coming off.
Okay, and then what you can do is change your display from the electrical page over to the navigation page.
Right, let me remember how to do that.
Okay, it's right beneath the right to the left of your ARCDU, ARCDU, your radio panel. Call that an ARCDU. There's a switch. From your perspective, you can see it will say PFD on the far right position, then system, then, and you probably can't see nav, but if you click that knob to the left, right click it, it'll go to nav.
Give me a second because I don't think I have found that yet.
Okay. It's right underneath the throttles is a trim panel. Right underneath the trim panel, there's another panel, and the far upper right switch knob, not switch knob. I mean, it is a switch, but it's now that's PFD. You want to go to nav. Go the other way. 2 clicks the other way. There you go. Now, there you go.
Okay, good. Flat 5 coming up. Flat 5 set.
TCAS is still off. Here. No ATC.
TCAS on.
Oh no. when I crank the intensity for the PFDs, the primary flight displays, and the nav displays, and the engine display, it only stays there for so long. We probably need to crank those 2 or 3 positions to the right for the intensities for the stream.
It is. Is that better?
Yes, much better. And then your nav. The nav knob is just to the right of the other knob. I see the tiller moving. Moving.
They don't look synchronized though. It's that you have more power in one than the other on my plane. Oh, because you're turning. Okay, fine.
Mm-hmm. The altitude set 5,000. Good. Cool. Okay, we got an aircraft parked up around this corner. There'll be 2 parking spots on the left. And don't see anybody at the runways. I'll check for approaches as well.
Give me a second.
Airspace is 100% clear. Nobody within 100 miles.
Well, that's good.
Probably nobody within 250 miles, but 100 for sure. Yeah, there he is. Oh, Emirates parked in a Delta spot.
Okay, auto feather on. Standby hydraulic pumps. Standby hydraulic pump. Press on. Auxiliary tax pump 1 and 2 on.
It is indeed. It is a left. Nice. Yeah, 3,000. Be great. And the departure anyway, the Gap 7 has us going that way anyway, so that's perfect.
Okay.
By the way, Grant, with this latest version of our stream software, I've got 4 pages now in the automatic switching, working perfectly. So what I do is I on the page I use for sidebar, one page has got little nav map, next page has got the EFB, and the next page has got the charts, all in the same position on each one of those pages. And then of course, and I run each one of those for 14 seconds, and then I run the big screen without the sidebar for a minute. Yeah, I asked some users how they liked it that way. They really preferred it to the regular users, viewers, and they really preferred it that method than to the one that I had been using. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. There you go.
Okay. Let's drop zone.
Gus lock.
Unlocked.
Perfect. And our PTU needs to come on. Right next to the standby hydraulics, hit that PTU control switch. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, so for when we after we're steady in the climb, you'll be able to deselect both those, the pumps and the auto feather. All right, airspace still clear.
Yep.
As a clam.
The lights on. Knots. B1. Rotate. BE2.
No shit. Wow, that's power.
Gear up. Gear up.
Oh, nice clear day, huh?
Yeah. You want the floats up? Okay. Flops ups.
This is kind of neat, man. Not flying, you know, running in the jump seat. I go external as much as I want to check stuff out. That's actually pretty cool. Plus, you know, the load's off, right? I mean, you don't have to worry about anything.
So what you're saying, you feel like a passenger now?
Yeah. Wow, every time I close the shared cockpit panel, it comes back all by itself. Yeah, I've never seen that before. I'll just get it out of the screen. I'm shooting some video for Pro VPA right now. So cool. And I have the Aerosoft San Francisco Cities X running too. Grant, if you look at 11 o'clock, do you have a freighter heading toward the Golden Gate Bridge? Still 11 o'clock, heading toward the bridge. Yeah, but this would be just off the nose now of the aircraft.
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, perfect. Well, there's 3 there I have. If our time is synced up correctly, I've got a big one with an orange hull, red hull, and then I have a pilot boat, harbor pilot, and then I have another smaller tanker right behind the other one.
I only see one.
Really? Should be seeing 3. Oh, you know what? One of those might be injected by San Francisco city scenery. I don't know that, but and you know the prison Alcatraz off the yeah. Well, there's free scenery from Aerosoft for that.
I see Alcatraz anyway.
Yeah, but I mean it's highly detailed scenery, so it's really nice. Anyway, it's there. If you ever want to get it, we can give it to you as well. And we have Oakland off to our right, Oakland International. Yeah. I've got you just about flying directly over the city here in a minute. There's the Pyramid Transamerica Life Insurance Building down beneath us. Fisherman's Wharf. What is? I do not see that. Our time is not synced. Were you sure you clicked GMT time? I do not see that, brother. No cruise liners. Something's up. After the Golden Gate Bridge, go out to sea just a little bit and be direct Eugen. Apologies. Well, I tell you what, this San Francisco City's X scenery works great in P3D V4.
Flight level 230, altitude. Flight level 230. Set.
And then Alt select.
Alt select set.
Very good.
Okay.
And there's the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. Happy days. You know, some of this video would be great for the website, Grant.
We're turning right.
Eugen, next waypoint. Echo Uniform Golf Echo November.
You want me to settle direct there? Okay. When you're supposed to put the PTU off and the standby hydraulic off?
Yes, this would be a good time. When you're stable in your climb and you know you don't have any hard turns coming up.
Okay.
Because the reason you got those standby hydraulics on is, in case there's an extra demand for hydraulic pressure, or you lose hydraulics, or you don't need that. So. Critical time. So it's we put it on when we're low and going to be doing turns in for like vectors in for an approach and on our departures. But once you're pretty stable in your climb and you don't have too many turns left, then you can feel comfortable turning all that off.
Okay, so PTU switch off, standard hydraulic press off, auxiliary tampon off, auto feather off. Okay.
Yeah, man. Now, and so you'll notice, Raul, that what we have here are two completely independent FMSs.
Yeah, I'm
right?
trying to synchronize to put the direct.
Well, so yeah, you'll have to put that direct in yourself. That's right.
Yeah. There you go.
Very good. Nice. Nicely done. Now, the only thing we didn't do, weather radar is not always needed. Like on today, wasn't really needed on our departure, and we knew that from our weather briefing and looking at the ATIS. But Typically, we'll have the weather radar up on the FO side, and we'll have the terrain mode up on the captain side.
Okay, so I
And then,
should put
and then
the
after
weather.
right, and then after you're above your MSA minimum safe altitude, then you can run the weather radar on both sides. And you know, this aircraft, like the MD-80, the ground radar, will also paint a map for you. So if you put the weather radar in the ground mode, it'll
So this is terrain on, for example.
That's the terrain. Now take a look at the map with the radar. So you'd select radar, and then on the radar panel you'd select ground. And I have just frozen.
This is
You
weather.
Have you guys frozen?
No.
Didn't this happen to Eric the other day? Yes, it did. Oh, P3D has stopped working. What the heck? That's what happened to Eric while he was flying. No, wait a minute. He wasn't flying as the observer. Hey, guys, thank you for watching the stream. If you want, I'm going to type in an address. You can continue to watch this flight at this address. If you're watching on YouTube, then you can continue to watch on YouTube and you'll be fine. Otherwise, you can. If you're watching on Twitch, it's the same address as what you're watching right now on OVP at OVPA. It's just OVPA 1, and there's a direct link for you. So I do apologize, but my P3D has crashed, so I'll be ending my stream. All right. So thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. Sorry about that, and hope you'll tune back in again. Take care. I'm off. Clear the stream. Yeah, maybe. It may be because I undocked the OBS panel and put it over to one of my. Nah, it can't be it. Save. No, that wouldn't be it. That's. Yeah, let me see. Let me see what caused the crash. Gotta be a reason. I mean, my P3D does not hang up and it does not crash, so I don't know. You know, and it wasn't the city scenery that's not P3D V4 scenery, because it would have crashed as soon as we, got within 10 miles of the city. Let's see what it was. Oh, buddy, it was the Dash 8.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, yeah. Okay. How about that? I'm gonna give this one to the boss. Oh, we have never seen that.
What do you mean when you say standard on the? Oh, the yeah, I know now. Yeah. Okay.
All right, let me send a text over to Alexi.
Standard on the right. Correct. Yes. Synchronized. Nice view on the left right now, the mountains. And I can feel the aircraft shaking a little bit, the turbulence too.
Oh my God. if it's starting to twinge a little bit, then she didn't get all the nerve. Okay. Well, I mean, if it's like a shooting twinge type of thing, okay. Yeah, all right. Okay. Which is what we talk about in a real aircraft when we're doing a flight like this, right? I mean, you talk about anything but aviation. So, yeah. I've had a few root canals, and they all are something. Let me just see here.
Yeah. A little bit concerned about the weather up front on the weather radar. Here it says. Yeah. Okay. Can hear Dave typing the book.
Yeah, I'm giving the whole deal here. Every time.
For the guys on my stream, a very warm welcome. I do apologise, the general mic was actually muted there.
Every time.
Any questions, comments, queries? Let us know. Currently flying from San Francisco, as you can tell, down to LAX. I've got myself in the left seat, and that's 1,000 to go roll. We got myself in the left seat. Raul's flying in the right seat with us. So far, nice to me flying. Looks like it's going to stay that way all the way down to LAX as well.
And so I would like you to, if you don't mind, I'd love to get the files and go ahead and reconnect. I think it's important, especially for troubleshooting. Ooh, control panel stopped working. It does. Okay, that's right. Okay.
Well, we're
anyway,
just within 400 feet of leveling off, so we'll get to 230, Dave. We'll pause and we'll send you the files.
I would appreciate that, brother. Thank you.
Okay, so
Happy
transfer for the X.
days are here again.
Let's see, some arrivals. We're on the Iron Man 1.
Iron Man 1?
That was what
The
was
arrival?
That was what was in your flight plan?
No, sir. No, sir. It's this,
Oh, SAD-8, SAD-8, yeah.
SAD-8, yeah.
Okay, so... Right, so we're just about level, so... Started out then.
Yeah.
SAD-8. Approaching on the arm of 2-5 left. Yeah, give 2-5 left, and then the ground shots up as well.
You saw the Phillies won the Super Bowl, huh?
I did.
That was a pretty good game, too, I have to say. As Super Bowls go, it was a pretty good game. It wasn't the best I've ever seen, but it was damn sure far from the worst.
Nice. Okay, we're level 230, so Raul, if you don't mind, we're going to pause on my mark so we can just send these files back over to Dave. So, 3, 2, 1, pause.
Pause.
Okay, so, let's see, scenario, save.
I'm gonna get a drink while you guys are sending the files, yeah?
Okay.
Sure. And everybody on the stream, here's what we're doing. We're making the flight with 3 people, a captain, first officer, and I'm flying tonight as the observer. And Grant and I have been beta testers with Majestic and this aircraft for going on 8 years now. And we suffered a crash. And because of what I suffered a crash to desktop as the observer, and we haven't done a lot of testing of the observer mode. We did some to make sure it worked and things like that, but it's a rather benign position. So, but at any rate, we had never seen a crash to desktop with somebody flying as the observer. So we're going to reconnect. Grant's going to send the files over to me. We're going to reconnect, and we're going to track this to see if it occurs again. And each crash gives us valuable information to kind of track down what it is. And so hopefully we can track it down and get it resolved and in the next update. So we apologize for having to pause the stream, but you know, Majestic relies on us to look at things like this, and you know, so we that's what we got to do.
Okay, I just sent those files over to you, Dave.
I got them.
I'm going to follow up roll there. Whilst I'm just going to step away for 2 seconds, grab myself a drink. Welcome to my stream. You'll see me just walk out here for 2 minutes, and I'll be right back. Now we don't have a not yet. We don't have a resync button in the Dash 8, but that is something that that we're going to be working on, and I mean with hopes, and that'll make it where we don't have to do what I'm doing right now, which is Grant sending me the files from the, you know, he saves the flight, sends me all the saved flight files. I put them in, and then I'm able to reconnect with them in the same position. So that's basically what we're doing here. Roger. Okay, all the files are in, my friend, and I'm, oh, you know, I could have, won't take that but a second anyway. I could have already done this, but I had not launched V4 again because I was in the maintenance mode. Anyway, be there in just a second. Yeah, I know it's not too big with you guys watching the Super Bowl, but you know, we certainly enjoy it. So Evelyn and I had a really good time. Nice, I'm glad.
Yeah. Kind of a bummer, you know, Mark not going to Vegas, by the way. He made that decision in the span of the flight, and I wondered if it was us poking a little fun at him. I hope not.
I don't think that would have been it. He knows me not in good faith.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. I mean, I agree. I hope, but you know, it started the flight just before the taxi. I asked him about it. He said, "Yeah, the wife and I are going to go. We're going to take the train to the Grand Canyon, do this, do that." And I said, "Oh, yeah, okay, Roger. I'm just I'll be ready to connect her in just a second, or about a minute." And then you know, then at the end of the flight, I said, "That's great. You're going to be going." He goes, "Oh, by the way," I'm like, "What? Wait a minute. You just said you were going to go." So anyway. That was kind of a bummer.
Well, just whilst I'm paused here, I know what you mean there. Yeah, that is kind of bad, but it's kind of too bad that Eric can't go as well. But he couldn't afford that.
Yeah, I know, but I would love Eric to go. He's a good egg.
Oh yeah,
you know, young, a lot younger than any of us. But well, I guess he's not either, is he?
He's older than me, isn't he?
That's right. Where, Dave?
Vegas.
Oh, he can't.
No, it's out of his budget.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just whilst I'm paused here, I'm just having a quick look at the arrival. So
you're not changing pages, are you?
Say again?
You're not changing FMS pages, are you?
No. I'm on about, and I'm looking at the charts.
Okay, and I'm 50% loaded.
Yeah, Roger. So only crossing restriction we're going to need to pay attention to is Santa Monica, which is outside above 7,000. Everything else is a turbojet restriction. So once we're unpaused, we're just dialing for Santa Monica at 7,000 feet. And we'll descend it down from there.
Oh, I'm Okay, I've just paused the flight.
It should have been paused.
No, it didn't come in paused. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm ready to connect.
Go ahead.
Oh shit! What happened? Hold on. The panel is not available to me. 1 second. I mean, I don't see it. You might have. Oh, you had it undocked, right?
Yes.
Wait,
Sorry.
and you saved it that way, right? Okay. So let me see which of my 4 monitors it's on, because I do not. It's not visible to me. 1 second.
I should have thought about it. I didn't think about that actually.
That's okay. That's all right. What the heck is it?
You want me to remain paused, right?
Yes, right
Yes, sir, for now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might not just be up for you, Dave. Is it ticked?
Yes. It is. Oh, brother, I do not. I have to close all my windows. I do not see it anywhere. You make yours really frickin' small, as I recall. Do you still do that?
Oh no, because I've got it undocked and on the other monitor. It's out of the way the
Okay.
same.
Well, okay. Well, no. It's. Hold on. Let me see. No,
I can-
it's off my monitor.
I can
Try
close
to
it
get
off and
it-
just resend it to you.
Yeah, you might have to. But hold on. Let me try something else.
Okay.
Brother, I apologize. You're going to have to do that.
Yeah, no worries. I'll get it done now.
Okay, so Grant had the 2D panel that we used to connect for shared cockpit. He had his undocked and over on another monitor. He runs. How many monitors are you running today?
2. But
Okay.
I've got the option for a 3rd.
So Grant's running 2 monitors. I'm running 4, and his all monitors are all different in size than mine are. I have a 55-inch 4K and 3 23 inches, and Grant's are different. So anyway, that 2D panel, Lord knows where it actually is when I opened up the save flight where it is on my system. So he's going to close that 2D panel and send me the files once again, and then I'll be able to open that panel up. It's open. I just can't see it, and there's no, since it's a forgive the term game, but since it's an in-game file, there's no way for me to get it via my Windows taskbar. So.
Okay, I'm just gonna.
And Grant, I wouldn't have thought about that either. So.
Okay, I'm just getting rid of the old files that I just sent you in Discord, and I'm gonna resend them all again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all of them. Upload. Yep, they're all there again, Dave. Sorry about that.
Sure. No sweat, bro. You send them in the main one, right?
Private? Private, yeah.
Or
It's the same file names again.
yeah, but they don't. The other ones don't show up. So
I deleted them.
oh,
So I
okay,
didn't get
well,
confused.
That explains that.
So for the guys on my stream, just had to send out some new files, as you probably heard, to Dave. He's going to load those up, and he's going to join us back in as the observer, as a 3rd crew member on the flight. So hopefully about another 60 seconds, 120 seconds or so, we'll be back rock and rolling.
Check my forums in the meantime.
That's interesting. They didn't ask me to overwrite. That's interesting.
Strange.
Yeah, very strange. Do it again. Yeah. Well, that's all right. Yeah, weird. Okay, scenario load. -8 Soflax, right?
That's the one.
Yep. Thank you for putting that number 1 in there. That's a help.
It's loading now. And it's loaded, and I am getting the panel open, and bingo. What the hell? No panel.
Yeah, that time it's definitely undocked and closed.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you. Well, that's just something.
But not undocked, it was docked and closed.
Okay. Yep, perfect. Let me see what I can do. Wow, this is really amazing, isn't it? Bingo, bango. Just making sure it's not hidden anywhere or that it's, you know, really small. Interesting.
The thing is, actually, I've just pulled that panel back up again.
Yes, sir.
Docked into the sim, but now I can't close it.
I was having that issue. Well, you're paused, right?
Yeah. Oh, that,
Yeah,
yeah, so.
I don't know. Let me try unpausing and see what I can do. Vehicle, instrument panel. Vehicle, instrument panel. No go, buddy. Continue the flight. I don't know why we can't get it up. That is... I didn't mean that.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I've never had that issue.
No, I've never either, but...
Wait, you are right now, you just said?
Just in the dash. Just in the dash. That's kind of... But it is kind of whacked, isn't it?
Just a bit.
Let me try the exit control. Yeah, exit controls work fine, so it's not that. Okay.
So let me try.
I'm gonna. Oh no, I already did that. P3D was already closed. That is really. Let me try loading the condition again. That is something. Let me see. All right, that's loaded. Wow, it loaded an airport cache along with there. Oh, P3D dumped. All right, let me tell you what. It won't take me but about maybe 2.5 more minutes. Let me just try one last thing, okay? And then if that doesn't work, obviously we'll call it a day for my flight, my participation in the flight. Task manager. Make this faster. So Grant and I fly a lot of shared cockpit together. The gentleman flying with us today, name is Raw. He owns FS Reborn, and FS Reborn has got a freeware product out. And I will tell you, if you're running P3D V4 and you don't have this product, it's something that you need to go and get because it is fantastic. It's called AI Lights, and actually, better than me explaining it, let me let Raul explain what it does and why it's so important to those people who run V4.
Oh, hello everybody. Well, FS Reborn iLights freeware was designed with the idea of fix the horrible landing, the horrible lights that we get on PD3 4 by default, where they look overgrown at the distance.
We're talking about external aircraft lights.
External aircraft lights.
Right.
The strobe lights are almost invisible by default on PD3 V4. And my freeware will correct all that for you. What you're going to be able to actually renew all your lighting. And if you want to have more information, use Google videos about FS Reborn iLights, and you will see a couple of videos that were recorded by a lot of people that enjoy them, so you can have a look.
Yeah, and I tell you, they're so great. When I was flying, when I'd fly a VATSIM event, I would usually have to turn on the aircraft labels from time to time, especially when air traffic control would say, call out an aircraft to me, and ask me if I had him visual. And a lot of times they'll say, you know, do you see the aircraft at your at your 11 o'clock? And you say, yeah. And he says, okay, well, follow that traffic into the runway. And if you can't see the aircraft at night, then, you know, you can't follow them in. So with the AI Lights Reborn, you are able to, you can, boy, I tell you what, any aircraft that is within roughly 10 miles stands out like you wouldn't believe, and it looks hyper realistic. For those guys who are also pilots, you're able to see these lights just like you would if you were actually flying in an aircraft. And it's fantastic, and it's free. And so if you don't already have this product, then boy, I tell you what, you need to get it. It's and I tell you, the great thing about this product, other than how it works, is the fact that I'm just reloading into the aircraft here, so bear with me, guys. Is that change that? Is the installation is not only seamless, you just install and it's done. You don't have to do anything else, but it doesn't mess with any of P3D V4 files or files from any other program. So the installation, reinstallation, or uninstallation is seamless, and it doesn't affect your sim in any way, shape, or form. Grant, it's not coming up. I'll have to talk with Alexi about it. Why don't you guys go ahead and continue the flight?
Oh, roger.
Okay.
Okay, roll. In that regards, then. Let me just
So
pull
what?
it back
On
over.
pause at your mark.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. So, in 3, 2, 1, unpause.
Pause.
Very good.
And we're flying.
Better than sinking.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. So, what we'll do now is, if you want to do this on your side as well, is on the FMC. We'll go into the VNAV page.
VNAV. Okay.
Okay, VNAV 2, and we're going to look for Santa Monica, which is SMO VOR. And actually, it's over there. So we'll do number 16.
16.
Yep.
Which is crane. Correct?
No, it should be Santa Monica SMO.
I don't see SMO there. Let me see yours. Yeah, 16. You have 2 crane. Okay. Kilo Romeo Alpha India November you have on yours.
On the VNAV.
Yeah, have a look. You select the 16 and it says 2.
No, my 16 is Santa Monica. Crane is number 18.
It's no one saying on yours. I'm looking at yours.
That is very strange.
Very. I'm gonna close mine. For example, if I go back to flight plan navigation, and I see yours. 14 crane, 16 fueler. Is that what you're saying?
I don't even see interacting with mine at the moment. Just do me a favor, just turn on the landing lights.
Landing lights on.
Okay, so you are connected.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn them off. Okay, yep, you got them.
Yeah. So you remember that message you got when we started saying navigation something didn't match? Maybe this is what we're seeing.
Very possible.
because the navigations that you have are different navigations of seeing. So you want to select SMO, and I don't see it on the flight plan.
Do you know it might? Oh yeah, actually, I was going to say it might not crossfield, but you're not seeing it on mine either. So
yeah,
it seems like
exactly something that is off.
Yes, it seems that way. I'll have to debug that issue after we land.
I've told Alexei about the shared cockpit thing.
Roger. Yeah, we're on a bit of an issue here as well, Dave, for some reason.
I was listening. Yeah, I've been hearing it, yeah.
Yeah, but that was weird because we got that weird message at the beginning when I said the database didn't match. When we know it matched because I updated it. But strange.
Yeah. Well, if another reason, I just thought of another reason, right? I'll give you the first two reasons why we know this would happen, to get that message. The other reason is if your antivirus was blocking, the Majestic folder, then it wouldn't have been able to read, or actually not just the Majestic folder. It could have been something else entirely different. If your firewall was blocking you receiving that data, then you would get that message as well. It would allow you to connect, but the data wouldn't come through, or it might come through erroneously, and you'd get that message. Because we know that you can connect in a shared cockpit flight without getting that message. So, I feel confident that you won't see it again. If you do, certainly let me know.
Okay.
But I don't believe you'll see it again.
Okay, so what we do with the VNAV now?
Well, I'll just go for mine.
Yeah.
So we won't worry about it too much because I've just thought my routing anyway.
Yes, exactly, and that is actually kind of a benefit for having two independent FMSs in the aircraft. So
yeah.
But now this brings up this is what we were talking about earlier. This aircraft we did not build in, although we talked about it. We didn't build in a resync, so that is something that we're going to do some more talking about and hopefully get it in the next update. But Grant and I were having. Well, you guys are still flying, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, just tell me to shut up if you need to operate the aircraft. But
it's all right.
Grant and I had a great conversation yesterday, and I actually wish you were there for it, about how TCP is going to work with resync, or how TCP is going to work anyway. And we've already done, Grant and I have done, we got about 4,000 hours using TCP protocol in shared cockpit with the former Mad Dog. And I don't want to talk too much about that because it's an unreleased product right now, but the Aerosoft connected flight deck is going to use TCP protocol, which was a big shock to me. And I thought for certain, given all the variables, that it was going to be UDP, or that it would almost have to be. But the TCP protocol was actually selected for this. And we were talking about all the potential issues that would cause, and in addition to those issues would be the resync function.
Don't forget, you gotta check up the flag on here. It was 3 pilots, it's now down to 2, so you've got me on the left side, obviously, and we've got the creator of FS Reborn, the air lighting,
for evaluating
on the right side.
But,
so, any questions, comments about this product or the freeware AI lights, get in the chat. We'll pass, if it's coming for Roll, we'll pass that over for you. And we'll try and get any questions on it as well. So,
hyper-successful UDP connections for shared cockpit, and now we're going back to TCP. So it's going to be interesting, if theoretically, if and in actual practice, just going to be very interesting to see.
I think it's going to bring problems for people that are too far away from each other.
I have to agree. I mean, because you got a lot of issues. First of all, the timing and how many times a second you're going to be sending data packets, but also the time to live on those data packets. It's very probable, theoretically, it's very probable that we will see say a data packet get missed, so it's going to be resent, but it very well may be resent after a newer packet was sent. You see what I mean? Yes. So yeah, there's some issues here that, like I said, theoretically and it's very interesting to see how this is going to work, but I think it's problematic. I've already recommended a change weeks ago to UDP and explaining the rationale behind doing that, and I explained many of the problems that I was that I foresaw, and basically I was told nope, it's going to be TCP and that's it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I want to see what would happen when, for example, you want to share a flight with someone that is in Thailand, as an example, and you are in New York or something like that.
Right.
The delay, because the hops of the routing of the TCP packet is so long that I think it's not going to work very well.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, there are obviously, you and I are network guys, right? So there are benefits to using TCP, but I don't see them being applicable in this type of application. Yeah. We're not transferring, this is all very time sensitive stuff, and if it was a local network, then with time sensitive stuff, we would want TCP, wouldn't we? I mean, that's why you choose TCP in a local network. But when you're not talking about a local network, it injects the timing benefits, actually inject problems. So I agree with you. The distance is a factor, and that's why UDP is such a great benefit to shared cockpit, because in these variable distances, some of them very long, sending a packet out in the blind 18 times a second is highly beneficial. Because if you miss a couple of packets, it's no big deal, because you're getting an updated packet right on the heels constantly. 18 times a second you're getting these packets. So we'll see. That's all I can say. I mean, I already made my argument and was told, well, I was told, well, thank you, but no thank you. And so we'll see.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. Because when we do this, we, just like we did with Majestic, we do a full analysis, a real-time analysis of what's going on. So, and I'm pretty sure I have software that will look at the timing of individual packets. And anyway, that kind of stuff really gets my mind working. And so, like you said, it's going to be interesting, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it would be fine if you are in the same continent, for example.
Well,
so you are in Europe. You are in Europe, and the other person is in Europe. The hops is like 2 or 3, which is fine.
Well, but you know what though? Yes and no. That could even be problematic, because there's 2 major elements that work against you. Different ISPs have different equipment, and some of it's older than the other stuff, and so the time is such a variable. But the other thing too, and Grant suffers from this in his area, and that is a lot of people are using telephone lines, and some of these telephone lines have been out there for a very, very long time. So yeah, right, absolutely. I mean, so that creates a whole host of issues where you're talking about timing. So and France is another place where they have very old infrastructure. Yeah. So so that like I said, TCP, going back to my training and your training too, TCP is great for in-network use, but when you start talking about long-distance networking, all the benefits that we have in a local environment start to become detriments. And so anyway, it's going to be fascinating from that perspective to look at it. And what may work between, say, your location and my location may very well not work between you and somebody in France.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, interesting stuff.
Very. They might need to change you on the ROM and say, you know what, let's go back to...
Well, you know what?
ODP.
I'm really looking for somebody to use UDT, which has, you know, the benefits of UDP and TCP. So I've never worked with UDT. I've read a lot about it.
It was in concept, but they never implemented. I don't know why. They're gonna need to come with some sort of changes anyway at the global level of the internet. TCP will not be able to continue as it is.
I don't think so either.
No, they decided to do this is IPv6, which is gonna...
Yeah.
It's so difficult to implement that they can't yet. But
yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna step away, guys. Let you enjoy the fight. I'll be back.
Roger.
it's quite clear in the weather, despite of the radar map that we're getting.
Yeah, I think, like I say, it's just picking up a bit of precipitation in the air, like, but I think that's going to be coming from some like haze. You got any big plans for tomorrow? You got any plans for tomorrow?
Yeah, I need to work. I never stop.
It's all fun and games. I've got a couple of things to brush up on from the ATPL, so I've got a couple of going back through some of my documentation now. Like, and the one that I'm reading is about, what is it, about 1,000 pages, 1,200 pages. So that's a pain in the arse. Hey Joe, how's it going? One thing though, we've got how long we got for the top descent now? Look, oh, it's 42 minutes for the top of descent. No, it shouldn't be that long. Why is it showing that? Changes on my side here. Plans. Derb. Raise. Raise to Fillmore. Moving down to Simon. Oh, I've got Sadian twice for some reason. Move down to Based. Based to Santa Monica, and then Manual. Let's go with that Manual. Let's reach that V now. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, 16 minutes top of descent.
Okay.
Yeah, doing well, thanks, Joe. Yeah, always good to get the dash outs every now and again. as we said before, share cockpit flight. Got myself in the doing the flying on this one. We've got the creator of FS Reborn, the AI lighting program that a lot of you are familiar with for P3DB4. He's been good enough to join us on the right seat.
Hello. Yeah, I know, it's hard to believe a developer that's actually flying.
It just me the way this guy works, it's unbelievable that he gets time to fly. Strong work ethic. Good evening, Nada here. For steering on the ground, it is one. It tends to help if you've got FSUI PC. You can do it through the FS6 main control as well, but you've got to assign either your rudders, or one thing I have is a homemade steering tiller. Now you have to assign that to the spoiler axis, and then you need to go. Once you've done that in the sim, is you need to come out. Sorry, you need to stay in the sim. And then you need to configure that inside the control panel, but at the same time you also need to ensure that you've got it set for steering tiller inside the control panel. Once you've got that done, there is just a small button right here which you can see says steering. So whilst you're taxiing on the ground, you need this button right here switched up. And then once you land up on the runway or you're parked up, you take it back off again.
And you have no idea the amount of times I forgot to turn it on and I thought I had a problem with my controls.
Yeah, in fact, actually, I believe I'm right in saying that this was actually the first aircraft to introduce a independent steering tiller. Well, thankfully a lot more developers are following on with that now as well, which I kind of like. Yeah, near here, that's it's quite a common occurrence, believe it or not. I mean, we, as you heard Raoul say, like we often forget it's there sometimes. This is P3D V4. We are flying V4, the latest version. All members of OVPA fly V4. We have FSX as well. I mean, I personally keep FSX for a couple of aircraft I'm waiting to come through to V4, such as the Flight 1 Mustang and the Citation X, but apart from that, we're all on this. And 12 minutes top of descent. Very good. Yeah, Majestic is a great one to get started with for your payware. If you can fly the Crash 8, you can pretty much fly anything inside of FSX or P3D. So if you're watching the stream now, what you'll see is on the right hand side where we've got the arrival charts, we come up over the Avenol at the very top left. So we're going to be following from Avenol, we're going to be heading on 129 degrees, coming all the way down to Fillmore VOR, which is the circle depicted right in the centre of the chart. From there, we'll continue down to Sade, and then we'll be making a left turn heading towards Santa Monica at 7,000 feet. From there we'll take a bit more manually on the heading mode, and since we're flying an RF approach on this one instead of the standard ILS, we'll choose our turn sometime to line us up nicely with the runway, so hopefully we'll be on the ground in the next 20 to 25 minutes.
Why is he turning right, the plane?
Because it's going the right way, it's on the arrival.
Oh, okay.
What are you showing? Is it still showing like to go straight ahead on yours or something?
It is just not showing any information on the navigation.
Ah.
It just turned, so I didn't know. I see the magenta line, yeah, we are there, you know, moving away from the magenta line. That's what it's showing to me.
Try doing another crossfill again, buddy. See if it drags it over. I don't know if it will or it won't, but...
Okay, I'm going to do that now. It says that we're supposed to go into Hector.
No, we should be on our way down to Derb, which is what it's showing on my side. So for some reason your nav data is not showing as correct.
Yeah, it's something to do with the nav data, so that's why. Okay.
Might be worth it, as you say. Next time, once we finish this flight off, is taking off your Kaspersky and trying to reinstall it again.
Yeah. Okay, radio people is saying that they're taxiing to take off 25 right.
Okay, that does us nicely. We're going for 25 left.
Okay.
Before we start the descent here, let's some landing performance. So it's 15, 125 left, condition will be dry. Landing weight. Yeah, Orbix is definitely one to have there, Iron. Everything you see out of that window is all to do with Orbix. One of the best purchases you'll make for V4. Okay, so let's see when we look at fire performance. That's what I'm after. Okay, landing weight we're estimating at 59,379. 59, 379. Calculate. So, with what we've got here, we've got flat 15 approach, VREF of 124. And the VGA is 114. We've got a margin for landing at 902 meters, which gives us more than enough. Okay, roll. Just to give you a heads up, it's about 40 nautical miles, and it's going to be 5 minutes till top of descent.
Okay, so we're gonna cross over these mountains ahead of us.
Yes, sir. Okay, so quick briefing then for Raoul and for the guys on the stream. What we're going to do is we're going to shoot for the Arnav Yankee for 25 left. So minimum safe altitude is going to be 7,700 feet, which will be descending below by the time it hits Santa Monica. Flat 15 for the approach. And what we'll do is sometime just crossing Lima whilst we're on the descent is I'll take manual control and do a manual landing. So for the WAAS channel 53507 Whiskey 25 Alpha, approach course 251 degrees and decision height is 365 feet. So 365. And once we start the descent, I'll put the train up on my side if you want to keep weather up on yours.
Okay.
And then once we get below 10,000, if you can put the aux transfer pumps on, auto feather, and the standby and PTU pumps on as well.
Okay, good.
And that'll give us the hydraulics in reserve for the... to go a bit more on what Dave was saying as well, like is one of the primary reasons we also put those hydraulics on is it gives the hydraulics pressure for the flaps and the landing gear as well. They have a similar system in the Mad Dog. Okay, so we're looking 20 miles stop descent, which starts for 7,000. Okay, 7,000 set. I'll select. And we're just waiting for the VNAV to come in. And another great product as well is, for you guys who are wondering, Eventex is another fantastic product as well, which we highly recommend. That gives you the clouding, as well as some ground scenery options, which gives you some of the texturing and shading that you see in front of us, as well as that haze layer. Absolutely fantastic product, which works nicely along with Active Sky Cloud Art and the Active Sky 2016 for P3D V4. Okay, VNAV's just come alive. I'm going to arm the VNAV and descent in about 15 miles.
Can you hit VNAV because I don't see it?
Yep, you should have Alt Select and VNAV in white.
I don't see that. I see LNAV 7,000 and to select.
Ooh, so do you know what? If it's not putting on your side though, it might not show that VNAV being armed.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Well, you should be following us down anyway, so it shouldn't cause too much of an issue.
Yeah, it will follow your altitude, which is fine.
Well, what you're looking here is event text and event shade on my stream. So it is a very nice, simple setup. Gives you nice options in there to get the textures that you would like for your clouds and some of your ground scenery. I think it's a beautiful product, actually. Looks really well. Okay, Vino's alive, Vino path.
Yeah, the plane is descending, but it doesn't show me that we're doing Vino.
Okay.
It's like the whole navigation system is playing up on my side.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't show what you're doing on your nav. Obviously mine is independent, so that's fine. But it doesn't show what you're doing on yours.
That's very strange.
Maybe because we have an observer and then it crashed and then it caused a whole bunch of...
I don't think that would have affected your side of things, like I said. I think that was to do with that nav data issue that we cropped up before.
At the beginning.
Yeah. Side.
Nice haze in front.
Indeed. Okay, Altimus check was flight level 200 for 7,000.
Okay, now I see the approach and the navigation.
Oh, nice.
But I still think that I should be going to Hector, which is crazy, but...
Well, at the moment you should be en route to Foxtrot India Mike, which is the Fillmore VOR. And then after this we've got Simon, and Simon we need to slow to 250 knots, and I'm showing traffic just around where Simon is, nearly 20 miles ahead of us. He's about 1,000, actually it looks like he's climbing. Okay buddy, set the altimeters for 2990.
2990, set on the right.
That's on the left. It starts slowing down for 250 knots.
Crossing 16,500.
Check.
Okay.
One thing you guys are will mostly be aware of is the fact that we don't have a standard spoiler with this aircraft. We have spoilers for when the wheels make ground contact, but in the air we have no spoiler switch. So one way we can effectively slow this aircraft down is to increase our prop pitch, which increases the drag on the aircraft, which I'll do now. You'll see that once we take the props up. Eventually it'll start slowing us down. We can pull those back and forth as needed. Yeah.
Visibility use change. Ooh, we're in the middle of the haze.
Yep. Yeah, buddy. If you could be weather up on your side, I'm going to go terrain on mine.
Okay, weather remains on mine. We are on the right. Okay.
Yeah, we're just encroaching on 11.5.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do the 10,000 foot checks now. Do you want to just grab the...
Yeah, I know, I'm waiting for the 10,000, so stand by, the compressor on, PTU switch on, oscillator tanks are now on, and auto feather is now on.
Perfect. See, one thing I'll always do is I'll usually initiate the 10,000 foot checks about 11 to 11,500 feet.
Oh,
so
I see.
it just gives you a bit more time to think ahead.
approach lights are on, confirm. Okay. Interesting how the weather changed. I can't see anything outside.
Yeah, I'm just above the haze layer.
Okay, we're over SM Santa Monica VOR pretty much.
Yes, 3 nautical miles, and then I'm going to take a manual heading for 070 degrees, and that's 1,000 to go for 7,000 feet.
Yeah. So where you are planning to intercept the localizer on Honda?
Yeah, we'll just go a little bit beyond Honda, and we'll make the turn in.
Okay.
Okay, going to heading select. We're below the MSA now anyway. We'll continue the descent for 4,000 feet. So let's go speed, I'll select. Yes, let's just 1,400 feet a minute. Okay, I've just activated the approach on my side. Since I've been heading hold, so I'm in selected heading, and then it's got the nav display ready for the inbound to Honda.
Okay.
Yeah, just seen you put the message in there as well for V-Pilot, very nice. Okay, so Honda is going to be 3,600.
Yeah, but it doesn't show anything you do on your on your navigation side. It doesn't show it. I don't know. Something went really strange there.
It's not very good that it's done that. Hopefully we'll get that nav data sorted, and the next flights will be a bit smoother.
I wonder if this has something to do with having an observer, because every time we have an observer it happens. Where when we did the fly ourselves, then it was all okay.
But it wasn't just the observer, because we had that nav data before Dave even connected.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but what I mean is because the control panel is saying that it will connect with someone plus an observer. Maybe it has something to do with it. 4,000.
Yeah.
Contact. So now I can see some houses.
Okay, so after Honda we descend down to 1,900 before Lima, and after that we commence a 3-degree glide path towards 25 left. We'll just comes to level 36. Halt. Okay, I've got the next altitude ready for 1.9. Set. What I'll do is I'll let it carry on another mile or two, and then we'll start the right-hand turn. Should be able to intercept it nicely from there, so we'll start the turn.
That's a nice and tight front turn.
Indeed. So 190, nav armed. I'm sure I've done that, but it did.
Speed stable and the altitude stable, so that's okay. $100 knots.
Check. Leonov's taking it the wrong way for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know why it's doing that.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Let's just let it manually.
Fine. We'll do it the hard way. Making me work for me a meal tonight.
Okay, almost aligned.
251. And starts on the VSP vertical descent. 600 feet for now.
Okay, I have airport inside, 12 o'clock.
And that checks. Okay. Lap 5, please.
Lap 5. Set.
Okay, I'll just put the conditions up to the max, so do you want to take the bleeds off? I'll set them to min.
Lease off.
Very good. Let's go speed down now.
Speed is 184 knots. Autopilot off.
Nope, shouldn't be.
So something beep there.
Oh, it's the altitude alert.
Okay. You still don't have any, so that's okay.
Capture. And just to the left there you'll see the Northrop airfield.
Yes. We're dropping the speed now, 177.
lagging now for some reason.
Coming a little bit fast, I think. 185.
Yeah, it's just gonna start dropping it now. Okay, get down, flaps in, please.
Gear down. Flap 10 set. Gear down 3 green.
Roger. Okay, hotspot's coming out.
Trying to follow disengage.
And flat 15, please.
Flap 15 set. Speed 150.
Check.
$140.
1,000.
Getting a wee bit of lag here.
It's looking better now. 133.
500.
600 feet.
Plus 100.
Oh crap, this lag's killing me. I'm getting all this lag.
Minimums. Minimums.
Okay, continue.
Okay, continuing. Speed 150.
I'm just giving it a high speed because of this lag so I don't want it to stall out from underneath me.
100.
Yeah, I know.
50. 30. 10.
And boom. That was a little bit hard.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ,
dear.
more than a little bit. Freaking lag destroyed me then.
I think we died.
Yeah. That was horrible.
What was that? A wind or something?
No, do you know, it was just the lag. I mean, what am I down to here? I'm not even going to bother moving the aircraft after that. That was just terrible.
We lose control.
If you have a look at my stream though, like my frames have just been decimated for some reason there.
Okay.
I don't know if it's someone V-Pilot. Let me disconnect from V-Pilot a second. I think there must have been.
I saw that on your stream, man. That lag was horrible.
Do you know what? I think it was someone V-Pilot.
Yeah.
Because I've just disconnected
Yeah.
and
Lag's gone.
yeah.
You know, that's a good point. We need to start checking that. Because sometimes you get... I got lag flying into Amsterdam a while back ago, and I have never... Turn that volume down. My apologies. Yeah, and I never... Remember, it was just the other day, right? Remember that? And flying into Amsterdam, and I got lag when I got in about a mile from the runway, and I'd never had that before there.
No, yeah. I've never had that kind of lag coming into LAX.
No,
The only place I've seen that before is like in Boston, but I know that's a scenery issue.
Right.
I'm just pulling up.
Just weird, because you know nobody's getting it but you. So that's I can't understand. It might be something card specific or something. I don't know. Well, Eric runs a 1070 graphics card too. So yeah, but
Shall we disconnect from V-Pilot so we don't bother people?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Okay, let me say report runway 3 and then.
Well, there's a Alaska Airlines. I'm assuming he's going to be 737. That's at the airport. The only one after that is an A320, which is a Redwood. What are you? And then there's another A320. Only 3 aircraft at the airport.
Well, could be 2 A320s.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if is your model matching pull those up as a FSL?
No, it should pull up as. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah, if they're pulling up as FSL, yeah, right.
That's what it is, man.
It could be. It could
Loading things shouldn't be loading. It's to be pilot.
very well may be. Yeah. And that would explain why the lag disappeared or dissipated when when ramp locked off you.
Yeah. So it's just a ruling of the V-pilot doing it wrong, rather than V-pilot causing a problem.
Could be. What's your default texture, Grant? Is it still CRJ?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not bad.
Although I thought putting Concorde as a default is for the fun.
Let me stop my stream.